I hear it. I hear notes. Does Finley know where the volume on that is?
The master?
The master's on the phone.
Yeah.
Just in case it needs to come up, that's all.
Do you want me to turn the master up?
Maybe a hair, just literally. Like Sam is not going to feedback it, or too far away.
Yeah.
So.
Is that fine?
I think so.
Okay.
If it's not, here that's good. Yeah, could you
For a
sit
second.
back there? Yeah, Finley, don't let's let Vigo back there and yeah.
I can.
Okay, yeah, Vigo, if I look over you, hey Vigo, look at me. This means up, this means down, this means you're good.
Right.
So if a thumbs up does not mean stop.
Gotcha.
Ladies and gentlemen, how are we doing this evening? Let's try that again. How are we doing this evening, ladies and gentlemen? Thank you. Thank you. My name is Scott Quinnell, and some of you probably know me because we've been doing this now for 7 years?
2015?
Yeah, wow. Okay, yeah, so it's been about 7 years now. We've been doing this wonderful collaboration Even though I'm a Norseman, I still, yeah. If I had to pick a Grosse Pointe band to do this, it definitely would be South, because the commitment that Mr. Takis shows to his students, yeah. And vice versa, that the students show to him and to jazz is really appreciated by me as a jazz musician. So this is just a wonderful occurrence here. I'd like to say briefly that this is sponsored by the Detroit Jazz Workshop. Everyone probably saw one of these awesome little business card postcards on their chair there, or on their seat, or at their table. And this is Taylor, who Taylor was one of our students, and she won the Detroit Jazz Festival vocal competition. So yeah. So we really do something special in the summer. We do a week-long workshop that helps jazz students do what is impossible to do in an ensemble, which is, you know, work on improvisation, work on the little technical details, learn about feel, and be mentored in a one-on-one situation. So if any of you are looking for something fun to do from July 6th to 10th, or just something to do, it's over at the MSU building downtown, and so not far from home. And I can't recommend it enough. 12 professors from different universities, and we're there to help your son or daughter. So anyway, without further ado, I'd like to present to you Mr. Takis and the Grosse Pointe South Jazz Band.
4, you're right. 1, 2, 3, and. Yeah, that was a Miles Davis Classic 4. And I want to sporadically sort of introduce the bit. By the way, Scott, are you here? Make sure that bit about North and Southeast, you tell Tom Toronto that next time you see him. That'd be great. But yeah, let's go just to take a second to our saxophones. We have Caleb Thompson-Ritas, who you heard on tenor. Will Bishop, Parker Barbieri, Harper Sendra, Hudson Kerfoot, and Marco Falone. The next one we're gonna do, Nostalgia in Times Square. This is a Charles Mingus tune. Mingus was an ambitious guy, and his ambition really turned off critics and a lot of his peers, who thought that he'd kind of gone too, artsy fartsy and gotten away from blues and swing. I mean, and honestly, blackness in a way. That was how he was looked at. And tunes like Nostalgia in Times Square were some sort of his response to that. It's a 12-bar blues, but it's got some strange harmonies, but it's also very, very, very bold. And it's a simple, instantly memorable melody. It doesn't really swing; it struts. It's got like this shuffle feel to it. Mr. McClellan, thanks for picking this one. You'll hear from James in just a second. But anyway, so here we go. This is Mingus's Nostalgia in Times Square. Nice, easy. Yeah. Just there you go. Okay. One, two, three. Thank you. In our trombone section, we have Randall Drake, Walter Cheruba, Liam Duffy, and Colin Hines. And in our trumpet section, Finley Ebert McKeon, Paul Leik, Paul Kaminsky, Samuel White, and Michael Hannon. Now, if you were in New York, you found out I was almost named Paul. Yes, Matt?
Yeah.
Yeah. I could have. No, my mom said I just didn't look like Paul. So it's supposed to be Paul. I was supposed to be Paul Christopher. They said, Paul's just not going to work.
Paul.
Anyway, so the next chart we're going to do Isfahan. This is from Duke Ellington's Far East Suite, Isfahan is a city in Iran, and it's widely regarded as one of Ellington and his collaborator Billy Strayhorn's most beautiful pieces. And I like to make sure that at least one senior soloist gets featured in this year. That is Harper Sendra on alto sax. And I should point out, yay, okay. I'll never stop the applause. No. And again, this is one that I know she spent a lot of time working with Mr. McLennan. By the way, this is Mr. James McLennan, everybody. I was lucky enough to have James as a student teacher in the fall of 2001. He is now a teacher in the Dearborn Public Schools, and he still, despite having a full-time, gainfully employed job, makes it a point to come to Grosse Pointe every single week and do jazz band with us. I know it's not always easy to see the hours that we put in outside of school, but this guy puts in a ton, and I'm really grateful that he's been here with us, because he really does make our kids sound better, and he puts a whole lot into this, despite this not really being his job anymore. He still does it. So without further ado, I'm going to turn it over, and this is Duke Ellington's Isfahan.
Hello. Hope everyone's having a great time tonight. Like we said, I'm James McLennan. Very fortunate enough to be given the chance to stick around and work with these guys. They work really hard, as you can hear. So I'll go ahead and introduce our heroes in the back, our rhythm section.
I was going to do that. Go for it. You're fine doing it.
So we've got on the piano Mackenzie Allen. We've got our drummer Matthew Shallute. Our percussionist Micah Ecclestone. We have been listening to one of our bassists, Sam Tull. And we're about to hear from our other bassist, Vigo Jewell. So the next tune we're going to play is one entitled "Land of Make Believe" by the performer Chuck Mangione, primarily a flugelhornist. Unfortunately, Sam White did not bring one, but we're going to let him slide and play it on the trumpet anyways. So this is a nice Latin sort of samba that we're gonna let Sam have some fun with on this.
say again, James has made my. It's story time really quickly. I met James. I don't remember this, but apparently when he was in 7th grade at Solon Ensemble Festival. I don't know, I was working a room, and I always knew it was that kid who followed Eric Miller from Warren Mott around, trying to do stuff as he got older. But James actually asked when he was a student at Wayne State if he could come student teach with us in Grosse Pointe, and I'm really grateful. I wasn't sure what to make of James as an adult, but he has. No, I'm really fortunate. Every band director needs a village, needs people they can call, and he has given me a lot of nights where I can finish grad school homework, or I can go home and see the kids or something and get them to bed. And James has made my job a lot easier in that regard, and I owe him a great deal. So James, thank you. And I say the reason I want to do the rhythm section, James, is because I have more stuff to announce. But that's okay, here I did that. So a few awards I got to make sure we talk about. Matthew Shalhoub, just when we went to CMU, Central Michigan University Jazz Weekend, Matt was actually won the Best Drummer Award in Class AA. That's a pretty big deal. And we also had several students that were recognized by MSBOA, the Michigan School Band and Orchestra Association, for Honors in Jazz. Sam White was selected as a member of the group. And we also had four honorable mention members as well. Michael Hannon. Michael, were you not in class when I made that announcement? No, you might have been AP. You might have been AP testing that day. Matthew Shalhoub as well. And in our saxophone section, Harper Sendrick, an 8th grader for the state of Michigan in the high school group, Caleb Thomas. And he is clapping for himself, which is the most perfect thing ever. Oh, you were clapping for Harper? No, okay. I did, that's true. So a couple other things before we get to our final tune. I also want to throw Scott a bone here. We're very, very fortunate. Again, we started this partnership with Scott in 2015 when we were doing the Cliff Bells, and this is an incredible room with a ton of history. So I'm really psyched that we are here. And Scott has always invited us to come and take this May show for a couple of reasons. Number one, Grosse Pointers, you guys pack this place every time we do it, so thank you. Number one, it's not too far away, but it's always nice to see everybody to come out and do it. But number two, we've had a lot of students that have joined Scott for his summer workshop that he alluded to, and I can't stress enough how cool of an opportunity that is. Jazz is the hardest, it's a purely American art form, purely African American art form, and the hardest thing about jazz, to really understand the soul of it and know why it's constructed the way it is and just how to do it well. And we have a lot of kids in this band that I know have really taken that responsibility and how to learn this art form really, really seriously. Like they gig out. Raise your hand if you're in the, who's my combo out of curiosity? Harper, Matt.
Oh, yeah.
That a couple South alums have their own jazz combo that they've been gigging out in public. And you don't really, that's cool. Jazz Festival, for example, is not, give the judges scores and they tell you what notes you played right and wrong. They're sitting back there with no music and they go, does this band get what jazz is supposed to do? And these kids have really, really embraced this. This is a volunteer group. We're not in a class. They give up every Monday night and Thursdays after school, and play multiple sports while they're doing it to be a part of this. And I can't thank you guys enough, so really. Honestly, they kind of they kind of direct themselves on, so they just kind of stand there and groove and try to look cool and fail at it. So, but yeah, they're a ton of fun to work with, and we'll be at one more thing for the end of the year, the last week of school, Thursday night. I believe it's the 15th in the Village with the North Jazz Band. So you should come see us on St. Clair, next to the Trader Joe's parking garage in front of Side Street Diner, so hopefully we'll see you there. We have one final tune. Scott, anything else you want me to say about your workshop at all? Or sign your kids up to do it. It's really, really cool. So that's what I got. We got one final chart for you. This is we're going to close with an Irving Berlin song from the Fred Astaire and Ginger Rogers film, Follow the Fleet, that's it. I put my phone in my pocket without shutting off Siri, and it added a bunch of words here, so I'm trying to decipher what I originally wrote. But this version has been recreated as a mambo, and it's a ton of fun to play, and you're going to hear a lot of solos. But thanks so much for coming tonight. Make sure you stick around and hear Scott's orchestra, and we're going to go ahead and close with "Let's Face the Music and Dance." Two, three.
think it goes up by like 70%.
Thank you.
The solo section comes up.
Here you go.
Ladies and gentlemen, while you're at it, how about a hand for Mr. Takis?
Chrissy T. Holly.